Cougars and cougar parents. We're going to look at some graphs. We're going to use graphs as our springboard, as our introduction into our functions unit, Unit 9. As we look at these graphs, it's very important that we can interpret them and understand what data they're giving us. Graphs are great because we can take in a lot of data and read it very quickly and relatively simply. Let's take a look at a few graphs now. Let's see how we can interpret this graph. Okay, now this is a graph that shows Tom walks to the bus stop. It's 160 meters. That's a little less than halfway around the track. It's not that far of a distance. And this graph shows Tom's traveling one particular day. Well, we see here that we have time down here in seconds, and we would say that the total time that it takes him to actually get to the bus stop, which I guess would be this point here, would be about 100 seconds. So we're talking a little under 2 minutes. Okay. He starts out here, and here is his distance in meters. So he gets to the bus stop here at 160 meters. Okay, well, let's see. Tom starts walking. We see that over time he is increasing in distance, and he's going at a steady rate here, constant rate. As time passes on, he's going a little further. It looks like every 10 seconds he's going about 20 meters. Okay, and then when he gets right here, something happens. Okay, he's no longer going towards the bus stop and away from home, but now he's starting to head back home. Now we don't know exactly why. We can make up a story. Maybe he forgot something. Maybe he's on his cell phone. His mom says, "Hey, you forgot your lunch." Okay, so he's heading back home, but he doesn't go all the way back home. We don't know quite why. If his lunch, maybe his mom met him halfway and gave him the lunch. Okay, and then he starts back home. Maybe what he thought he forgot, he realized he had it in his pocket. Okay, he says, "Oh, I don't have to go back home." But then we notice that he starts heading towards the bus stop again. And now he's going away from home. So here, and what do you notice about here? It looks like from here to the bus stop, okay, which is 160 meters away, he begins to, it's a little faster, it's a little steeper. This line is steeper. There more means he's traveling faster. And then once he gets to the bus stop here, it looks like he rests for approximately about 20 seconds. So let's outline this. So here he's leaving home. Okay, when he's going in that direction, he's leaving home. Now he's going back home, or at least back towards home. Okay, that's his distance is decreasing. That means he has to be turning around going backwards. But then he again takes off, and this time he's going to the bus stop. But at a faster rate. I guess he has to make up for missed time, faster rate. Okay, because it's more steep. And then it looks like
10 o'clock.
Thank you very much, computer. It looks like right here he's taking a rest. Okay, and he's probably just waiting for the bus. Boys and girls, let's look at our graph. The first thing I did was I had to put some sort of units of measure for distance, and I chose miles. As we go up the vertical axis, we start out here down here at 0, 2.5, 5, 7.5, and then I have 10. Okay, and what we're going to try to do is we're going to try to figure out where different points are, significant points are on this graph. Okay, when we start out at the time, and it doesn't really, we don't have any, we don't know if this is seconds or hours. It would be seconds if we're going to use miles. But when 0 time has passed, we haven't gone anywhere. Okay, at this point right here, no time has passed, and we have not moved at all. But at 2 seconds, or at the unit time, as 2 units of time have passed, we would then be at this point right here. And if we go over, it looks like I'm around 7, okay? Distance of 7 miles. And let's do that a little bit better. Let's say if I go from here to here, we would say that that's about 7. And then if we take a look at our next time marker, 4, whatever 4 is, 4 would be right about here. And if I were to draw a straight line across, that looks like it's about at 7.5, okay. And then we would go to 6. I'm just going to go from here. Whoa. Okay, I'm going to go from here and straight across to there. It looks like we're about at, I'll say 9. But then when we get to 8, what happens when we get to the unit time 8? Our distance starts to go down, and I would say that that's approximately 4.5. Now what's happening here? When we go from 6 to 8 units of time, our distance is decreasing, okay? And what that means is we're turning around, we're going back, okay? So if here we're traveling away from home, at 6 units of time, whatever this is, we're traveling back home, okay, because we're getting closer to home. Now at 6 units of time, we were 9 miles away from home. But now, at 8 units of time, we've cut that in half, and now we're 4.5 miles from home. So we're getting closer to home, we're heading back to home. And finally, at 10, down here, we're at 0 miles from home. That means we're back home. So here we can see it looks like we left home, we were in a hurry, okay, and then after 2 units of time, we were still traveling away, but it looks like our rate at which we are traveling is slowing down. And then when we get to 6 units of time, we can see that our distance from home is decreasing. That means we're getting closer. We're getting closer to home, and eventually we're back to home. So at this point right here, we turned around and we're coming back to home, and we're coming back home at a pretty good rate. Well, as always, boys and girls, I hope that was helpful. And if you have any questions, please bring them to class tomorrow. I'll see you then. Bye-bye.